testing and exploring different AI tools. And because we are in our location now, there's a lot of some of the tools that doesn't allow me to have access, so we have to move into different options. So that means I have to do a lot of testing and prompting and testing. So finally, in terms of tools, I also do a lot of testing in the topics that actually I can share the few other topics. So I play around with different topics. So finally, after discussion with Dr. Hasita and Dr. Pravina. After discussion with Dr. Pravina, that helped a lot, and also with Arifin, I've come up with this easy prompt that I can share with you. So my problem, it's not really a problem, but the idea is to use AI generative agent to help me with my task. So that is everyday task. I'm a sessional lecturer in Monash and also in MIT in Swindon, so because I can go around and teach different courses. I'm not in one location, so my task is mainly teaching, marking, and assisting students, giving them mentoring and providing them research for their masters and PhD, so supervision. So I don't have many much admin tasks. So what I put in is, because I teach a lot, so I put in a lesson plan. I have already weekly plan on structure of the course that I have to teach. So for example, this one, I'm using one course, I'm teaching supply chain management, and I have already prepared a slide, but I don't have a session plan in detail. So the class is 2 hours, and I want a detail of what I can do. What I can do for that 2 hours. Yeah, so I asked AI to help me. So I start with a prompt saying, I want to make a lesson plan. Tell me what you need. So instead of providing all the detail, I start with a very simple question. And so I use Cider. Cider.ai is a paid AI, and I use it before. So I use Cider, and I asked this application to tell me what it needs. So then it gives me all the things that it needs. Say, okay, to help you to create a lesson plan, I need to know the following. So it asks me the subject, the topic, grade levels, time allocation, time allotment, learning objective, materials, prior knowledge, assessment, and differentiation. So what it did, it gave me all this list that I should provide. So because I already have my detail, what I did is I just fill in the requirement, what is relevant, the one that is not relevant, I say, like for example, assessment and differentiation, the number 9, 8, and 9 here. This part is not needed. So at the moment, I don't need you to help me with that. So, okay. So give that to the Cider, and then give me, okay, here's a possible lesson plan outline for you. So give me the details based on what I've given. I didn't give any attachment. I didn't give any my PowerPoint or anything. I was just giving the information that I have, and give me the detail here. So once I start having a detail, I check, I say, okay, this is correct. So give me also like, for example, in my material, I say the student is required to read. They have to do reading for these 2 topics. And they also have to watch the video, lectures video. So here give me kind of an activity that I can do for my tutorial in my session plan. And also give me the time, so how long. So once this is done, which is not bad, it's pretty good, and it's pretty accurate in the way that it's provided to me. I then ask, can you also provide the script for each session for the tutor to run the session, and I want it in the UK English, because sometimes it's given the American English, so I don't want that, and I want the spelling to be, as not that. And also I said, if you can provide me slide. So then I said, okay, here is the detailed script. So this detailed script is for the tutor. So if I have assistant and I want them to help me to run the session, I can use this script to give it to the assistant, and they can help me to run the session if it's need to. Then once it gives me all these details, I also ask them to give me slides. So for example, give me a slide idea. So you can see here, there's a slide idea. So slide 1, week 2, give me the title, ask me to put in the name. So I have to do a bit of work, but less work. So it has given me all this. And it gives me the tutor script. So see here, so I can even read that. Right. Let's move on the assignment reading. We'll start with the FERA and a POCOPAT paper. So does this offering still make sense? Basically, I'm running a tutorial now based on the script that is provided to me. So it's quite a lot. Once that's done, I then say, okay, can you share some examples of case studies and maybe process mapping of the breakout rooms and activities? So breakout room is because I run a blended learning, so there's a classroom and there's a Zoom, exactly what we're doing now. So I have a student online, and if I want to do a breakout room, I do a actual breakout group here, and then I have a breakout room for Zoom. I asked to give me all this prompts so I can use it. So it gives me all the detail, which is fantastic. And even it gives me all the example, what the process mapping for the breakout room activities. It has staff description, what is the key consideration, potential solution in detail. And then it also gives me guidance for students. So, what I need to remind the student to focus. All this information is very useful. Then I thought maybe I want you to also prepare a quiz. Maybe I need some quiz. As I prepare quiz and also answers of the quiz because I'm a bit lazy. So I asked to do prepare quiz, give me the quiz and give me also the answer for the quiz. Now this one I didn't check yet whether it's correct or not, but give me the answer for each quiz. So once this is done, I want to have a PowerPoint slide. And Cider doesn't do PowerPoint slide, but I found the other one, which is inside Cider, has called Slide AI. This is so it gave me, while I was doing that, I was doing another project because I have to present after. So it gives me a slide. It take a bit of time to load, but not bad. You see the slide? Large network, all the details. So I still have to check on the slide because some of the elements sort of move a bit. Like you see, it's sort of not in the. Give me the case study. What is this one? Okay. Yeah. So that's it. Any questions? I see everything is looking at me now. Is that okay what I did?
Yeah, one suggestion.
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Yeah, it's really nice. This is for which grade? Bachelor's which year? Like
Third year, so it's a piece. This is fundamental of supply chain.
all right, even the third year students are taking, right?
Yes.
So one thing that you can do is I'm sure you know the Bloom's taxonomy. Yeah, so if you add these kind of things, it gives really nice learning objectives, and specifically we can say in our prompt, set the lesson plan touching the higher order thinking skills in the Bloom's taxonomy so that it teaches at that level. It's really nice.
Okay.
And even when you are making your quizzes, you can specify saying, I need for multiple choice questions with 4 choices, touching the evaluation level in the Bloom's taxonomy. Make sure the alternative, the length of the alternative is almost the same. You can specify, say,
The taxonomy, like the way you refer.
exactly, yes. So even your questions, your lesson plan, you can easily do. I'm using a lot in my teaching. So, and
First time, slide, usually it's some opinion and guidance.
exactly, yes.
But now,
Well done, well done. I'm sure you will do a
I'm
very,
very happy.
yeah.
I'm taking to make sure it's correct.
Yeah. Even the total post plan, full post plan, you can make it like a table. You can ask whatever the LLM, give it as a table because now it looks like little cluttered, so much of details.
Yeah.
Sometimes even you don't feel like reading.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, you can do wonders. I'm a heavy use of this.
So I'm very happy. It's actually the first time I transform it into a slide and putting a lot of visuals. So it looks thank you. I will use a good taxonomy. Thank you. Any what is it your name? Yes,
Good afternoon. With the recommendation earlier made on the inclusion of Bloom's taxonomy, I think there will be no longer mismatch between the objective and the assessment because most of the teachers, be it in the undergrad or the grad, would normally find it difficult to come up with assessment tools. And the gap comes in between the ILO, the intended learning outcomes, and the assessment. And teachers would normally have difficult time coming up with assessment tools that does not meet the objectives that was laid down. So I commend the recommendation to include the Bloom's taxonomy to form part of the prompt so that there will be no gap between the ILO and the assessment tools.
Thank you. I appreciate, I think it's a great idea to add Bloom taxonomy. In fact, I use it a lot in the learning experience. But for this one, because it's only a 2-hour session, yeah, and the assessment was already there, so I didn't add just now. But if I have to create a course, a full course, definitely Bloom taxonomy will help me in creating assessment that align with the objective. Thank you.
Thank you, Safiul, for the speaker. And next, I would like to invite Mr. Bonsai Villafort. Yeah.
I will then, I will leave soon. Do I leave soon?
Yes, please. Yes, you can. Yes.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Bonsai Virakon from Laos. So my team, Dr. Cecilia from Philippines, and Yasoda from Sri Lanka, and Miss Nas, my colleagues. So today I will present about how to create some course. Actually, from last 2 weeks, I do some survey to the company, and almost of them is from bank, and they want some people who can do data analysis for their business. So then I come up with the idea I want to make like a training course for data analysis for their staff. So from today, then I try to use AI to help me to make this training course. For the prompts that I ask AI to help, they have three steps. One, give my idea to the AI and ask AI create like a course curriculum. And then ask AI to make like evaluation like a online exam for your evaluate for student. And the last one is for score check. This is the simple sentence that I ask to the AI. And then they give the result. For the result, I have to call it. The blue one is yesterday that I asked AI. And the second one is today. So the outcome is almost similar, just slightly different from yesterday and today, using the same sentence, same question. And from yesterday, AI also give me cost objective, but today don't give this to me. And then AI give me the course curriculum for yesterday, the top one, and this for today. Actually, I have checked. Maybe they give me like a screen of modules, maybe just different, but the content same. This module 2, 3, 4, and 5. And today also give me module 6. But yesterday only 5. And for the tool and resource that I need for this one, I have to prepare for this one. And teaching approach, we can use like a short video, step-by-step coding, something. And how to get start this from yesterday, but today AI not give me this one. And then I ask this just some of my prompt. I ask AI to make evaluation question online exam. And then they give me some coding by HTML. So I need to copy this coding and save as the HTML file and then run. And this is the example of exam. But I have AI also. I asked for 30 questions and ask AI to generate for 30 questions to me. But AI give me only 2 questions. It means another I have to do my myself. Yeah, but I try to ask, but finally it give me to maximum 10 and give some suggestion that if I want for complete 30 questions, what should I do? AI suggest me. I want to show the question that they give to me for 30 questions, but I'm not familiar with my. So my question, would you like to see this up? Yeah, please come, we can share our activity. Thank you. Oh, it's
So, I'll continue with what we have done.
Oh, that's fine. So. Don't change anything. She has to do it from home. Okay. Yeah, she not see. Oh, don't change anything. This one. I haven't joined the league, so that's the thing. So I cannot see your name. No, this is only this one. This person. No, not that one. So you have to log into different room. I don't know. This one.
Okay, thank you. So I'll continue with my group member mentioned. So I follow the basic tasks of coming up with a job description for myself. I'm a lecturer affiliated with Peradini, Sri Lanka. And also I have gone ahead with the process mapping for my job description. So I'll come directly to the task. So at one point, our mentors asked, what is the aspect of your job that you hate the most? So we agreed that it's exam invigilations and paper marking, and my colleagues, the academics also agreed with me. So we thought what we can do about that. Can we make the process of exam invigilation, paper marking, and also paper setting easier using the support of GenAI? So I followed a different approach. At one point, our mentor suggested letting AI to do most of the thinking, even coming up with the ideas for you to start even the ideation. But we all had a brainstorming session, and I wanted to take the output of that brainstorming session and then move along with AI. So this was my first prompt. I wanted to have a step-by-step process of paper setting, paper marking, and exam conducting. The basic objective was to simplify all of those. And rather than being very generic, I wanted to, how do I say, specify it for a particular course. So this particular syllabus had all the ILOs, learning objectives, and also the topics that were covered in the particular course. So the syllabus that I have uploaded, that was for a software engineering course conducted at our department, that is conducted for the undergraduate students. And yes, we were having discussions about Bloom's taxonomy, learning objectives, and all that among the colleagues, our group members. I have also given it as an input. So in the prompt I mentioned, I need your supporting paper setting based on the course ILO's outlines as well as the Bloom's taxonomy. And actually, I was happy with the outcomes. Uh, One thing I noticed was, as one of our mentors said, that although I didn't specifically ask, it showed me outcomes in the Bloom's taxonomy, ILOs, and all that on a table, so it was very clear rather than going through all the text. Then you can see the output here. Maybe I have not put it. Yeah, one thing we discussed was that the AI started the whole process with this. The first step was mapping the ILOs to Bloom's levels. So that's what we would also normally do. So it has identified it as the first step and started with it and went through the other steps, which was interesting to see. Then I wanted to add the creation of marking schemes also to the pipeline. So I asked the AI to assume that the paper setting is completed. Then let's focus on marking scheme preparation and how can I do it using your help. And I need to validate it as well. So there were many interesting outcomes from the Gen AI. One thing I specifically liked was these explainability reports that they have suggested. For an example, um, based on the rubric that we are going to feed, it is saying that if a particular student has scored 7 out of 10, just list 3 actionable improvements to be suggested to the student to improve themselves. Also, some student application mechanisms that can be incorporated to make sure that although GenAI is included in whole exam pipeline, still the students have the ability to ask for reviewing. So yeah, there are many interesting suggestions, and somehow AI is saying that I would be saving my time
by 80%. I don't know where these values are coming from, but somehow, yeah, it says that to grade 100 papers, I would take 20 hours, but if I incorporate AI, I would say 80% of the time, which is interesting if I can do that. Then finally, I asked, after setting the exams, conducting the exams, I want to grade the papers, provide the feedback to the students. How can I integrate AI in this task? So I specifically said that I would like to reduce the burden of marking hundreds of exam papers, which we do. So instead, I would like to be in the loop of marking exam papers, validating the whole process, and I want to spend more time on feedback provided to students after grading. So then again, AI gave me a good plan how I can. And one thing I like is that it suggests and it accepts that human has to be in the loop for validation. So specifically mentioned about spot checks, calibrations with past exams or past exams related to manual methods. If we can include that to the AI pipeline that we are planning to generate, it would be ideal. And consider about the outliers, edge cases, and all that as well. And then another thing I like is that it has considered the student interactions and transparency as well. So just suggested to have a portal for colleagues for the students to put their, if they have any concerns about markings, and ethical disclosure, like your exam was graded with the AI assistance, validated by the faculty. So if you want to review, this is how you can do that. So then I asked to convert the whole pipeline into a set of stages, as one of our colleagues suggested, pre-exam, exam, and post-examinations, events to be carried out at each stage, tools like that. So basically, I wanted a summary of all this. So unfortunately, DeepSeek stopped working at that point. So the whole history was lost. And I think many of us face that issue today. So had to copy it and paste it on another AI agent, so the outcomes might not be great. But anyhow, it gave me a summary. So there are many interesting things that AI is suggesting. So hopefully we can implement that with the support of the policy. That's it. Thank you.
Questions from the audience? No. Okay. Yes, Dr. Basul has asked, it's your yes. So, yeah. We can ask both together. Yeah. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah, we have limited time. Yeah. That's not the keyword. This one is this is correct. No concept. How is it?
The previous wasn't connected, right?
Yeah. That is what is correct.
You connected.
I was connected, not connected. Yeah, it was cool.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, so can I start? Okay. So thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Fazlul Hassan Siddiqui. So I'm actually from the academia. So I'm a teacher, in fact, a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in our country, and that's the Dhaka University of Engineering and Technology. So I have been teaching AI and other few courses there. So the thing, this is very interesting to me, and I have been using this for quite a while. So during this workshop, I also tried to simulate those things that I did before, and again I try to find out all the repetitive tasks that we are taught here and how I can be more productive, and that way I actually what I did in these 2 days that I'm trying to show you all. So first thing, yeah, so like before that everyone actually follow, I start with giving my bio and my job description. I want to create a job description based on my bio. And then the bio, I was actually asking for the process mapping. So I use the GenAI to be specific ChatGPT with some remote invocation. So since we can't access the GPT yet, so using the ChatGPT, I asked the process mapping, but they provided a process mapping that is basically in a swim lane, which is not that much comfortable to observe. So I asked it to convert into in a more visual format, and that is the mermaid. So mermaid is very I mean, we can deploy it in the playground of the market, and so like we can, if you can see, it's a very nice mapping between my professions and the different departments and other things, how I actually involved in different segments. Like, well, this was the task. Yeah, so I also serve a office there, and then some of the administrative roles are also there. So how even though some of the things are missing here, but anyway, let me proceed. So this is the mermaid things. You can use this one for process mapping. This is fantastic. And then the last thing I was asking, based on the process mapping, I want to re-engineer some of the processes in more detail with the help of the GenAI. And then I actually got some of the detailed process analysis. And finally, I move into the task, the very specific tasks which are very repetitive tasks, and how I can be productive in that case. So later on, I did so many stuff, so many things. Now I want to wrap up all those things in just 2 minutes, and how I found those some of the components that I found very interesting. And of course, I use the GenAI to find the scripts, and I use that scripts to be productive in my perspective. So the first thing is I asked GPT one thing that is I usually take the attendance of the students. It's very frequent, a good number of classes every day, and there are so many students. So often we have to take in the online class. So sometimes in Zoom, sometimes in Google Classroom. Google Meet. So first thing I try to whether I can connect with the API of the Zoom so that the attendance would be automatically tracked and save it into my original Excel data. Yeah, sometimes that is difficult because we need to use the API, and there should we have a license Zoom account with the API access. And again, if I use the G Suite, means Google Meet, and then we have to, I have to use a different script for that, like app script. So rather than rather than depending on the different suite, how about I use my own script so that whatever the classroom, I want to take the attendance. I ask the student to drop your name and ID randomly in whatever way. You can write your name and then ID or ID, then followed by name, or the ID could be blended in the name. So whatever it is, just put down, just drop your ID, and then I will extract accordingly. So I have some chat saved in my repository here in my machine. So I just I just found the script with the help of the GenAI, and then this is basically the script. So this is a very small script that actually what it's doing. Sorry. Yeah. So this is a shell script, and that's actually take take as input two files. The chat file. You can see there are a number of students. They drop their ID and the name in different ways, and then I extract the ID using the scripts, and that was the script. And if I run it now, yep. So if I run it here and then I get all the attendance here. So the ID followed by their presence or absence, and that's fantastic. This is just a simple shell script, but the script is well, I mean some tweaks are there, so that is all done by the with the help of the GenAI. So that's fantastic. I can see exactly who are the absent and the present students, and then I will update the Excel sheet accordingly. Just put all the present students, and then just only I will update the absent. So this is the first thing I did, and then the other thing that is compressing the PDF files. Why this is needed? But this is also very sensitive because the research materials are updated, the local knowledge are given by the submitted by the students. And when I give any assignments, so many students submit their assignments, the PDF files is getting larger and larger. Even though we have a limit, we can limit up to whatever, like 50 or 100 megabytes or even more than that. But I usually give it a 20 megabytes limit, and they upload those things. But still, when I download those things, because I'm comfortable with reading in offline, and when all those files are downloaded, it's too much. So usually, what I do, I want to compress the file into a smaller size, but I want to do it all at a time. So again, I asked the GenAI. So I downloaded the file, all the in the folders, all the files, and you just compress all the PDF files in a reduced size. So for example, this is just for sample. There are two PDF files. You can see. Okay, let me show you. The one is the 6.6 megabyte. The other one is the 8.1 megabyte. But there is a difference. This is the text-based PDF. I mean, everything is in a text. You can copy those things. So this is relatively easy to compress. But the other one, this is an image-based PDF. So here you cannot copy anything, but this is an image-based PDF. Now I asked the GenAI to so I would like to compress all the assignments under a folder in such a way so that the total size will be reduced. So again, I come up with a script, and let me show you the output. Yep. So this is the compress, and then I'm giving the input folder, and then okay, sorry. Yeah. So I already get the output. You can see this is the same file. Previously it was almost near about 7 MB. Now this is reduced to 553 kilobytes. And the other one, yeah, the other one which was image based and that was 8 MB. And now this is reduced to just 1 MB. So this actually sometimes I need to collect in my local machine, and that's very helpful for me. So I can collect all those in a reduced size. But the good thing is it doesn't reduce the image quality that much. It's very good. All the images are very good, almost as it is like the. So what the GNI actually is doing. So they are actually using the ghost script, and even though I knew it, this is the ghost script, but the script was not familiar to me. So they are using the ghost script, and I found that in the even though this is not necessary to explain, but just I'm saying. Yes. So this is where the settings this can be changed. If I want to trying to make it, I can reduce even more or even shorter, but that depends. But if you write the screen, I actually read out all those options, all the parameters. But this is the default parameter screen. If you set it screen, then the maximum resolution will be considered. Yeah. And the last thing that yeah. So the last thing the last task actually that I was expecting that even though this is Ubuntu, but I have also parallel Windows platform also. So this is the question, and what's the task is I usually prepare the question, the MCQ question in Microsoft Word, and I want to shuffle the questions. So 4 set. So this is very frequently I have to use. So all these things like the attendance, taking the attendance, this is very frequent. Compressing the file, that is also very frequent. So I need to be productive in these cases. And finally, the shuffling things. So I need to prepare a question, say like 80 number of questions, and then I need to shuffle those things. But the most important task is I have to do it offline because these are questions. I don't even sometimes the admission questions also. So that we don't want to put it into the cloud. I don't want to give it to the GPT also. So this is a very short script that I also found. Actually, this one I found before. I mean not today. So this is a very simple script that actually read the Microsoft file in the Microsoft Word and then shuffle all the. You can see this is. So this is the answer key only for 23 questions. So this is the 23 questions of the answer key. And if you see the questions here, yep. So this is the questions. So in 2 columns, I was facing really difficulty in reading the Word file. But later, with the help of the GenAI again, I came to know that, well, there is a library by which I can access the doc files, and also I can do some manipulation over there to do some shuffling. It's not shuffle only the question, it's also shuffles the internal options also. So let me show you, let me just give a run. Yep, so if I give the shuffling process. Yes, so I want to shuffle. So you see immediately all the different set codes, all the different questions are come up here and all with the answer keys. So this is really helpful. Otherwise, it takes really a long time to do the shuffling things manually. because very frequently we have to do it in our exam system, especially the MCQ. So up to 4, because we can use the OMR or OMR things and OMR. So yeah, I mean now I can, you can see these are already formatted. Sorry, these are already, the questions are also in a formatted way. So if you see any questions here, okay, see these are quite formatted way. Just I need to squeeze in a single place, a single page, and then I can go for print. And that's fantastic. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much for listening. I believe with this workshop, I also come to know how to be more productive with in those tasks which are very repetitive, and that I actually learned also, and with some previous experience, that's even more helpful for me out as well. Thank you very much. Any question, please? Okay, then thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Masood. I would like to invite the next person, please, Generative, Nilashin, from the session. For the benefits of that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Niranjan Pradali. I am Network and System Engineer at Nepal Research and Education Network. And based on the work scheduled yesterday, I prepared a slide, and what I learned, I just make slide. Uh, uh, so. The role network and system engineer and I challenges managing diverse responsibility across infrastructure, academic, and operation. The goal was streamline workflow using GenAI for the better efficiency and impact. The key timeline, the consuming activity was manual network monitoring and log analysis, repeated technical documentation, SOP update, preparing lecture content every semester for the lecture, switching between multiple dashboard and system, handling support, ticketing, and documentation. So here is how I can save the time and so many effort after using the Gen AI. The tasks were network monitoring, log analysis plus alert rule generation, faster NOP detection, the documentation, auto generate SOP, it was saved almost 80% time. And for the lecture, slide and cues, quiz creation, and dashboard oversight, AI design layout we can use, and for our network and monitoring committee is engineers, the ticketing, categorizing, the auto routing, quicker resolution, this manual work. So after using the AI tools, before the manual log reactive troubleshooting, after Gen AI analyze log, suggest alert rule, tools, Zavix, Gen AI, Slack's integration, results, reduce the downtime, productive alert. So the result and impact, the time was saved 40 to 80%, improve the system reliability and uptime, better student engagement, uh, more time to strategy planning and innovation, 62% reducing the critical system outage. So after using the Gen AI tools, uh, almost it will save the cost as well. So cost, the 95% stakeholder satisfaction rate on tech improvements. So the conclusion is uh, so then I helped me shift from the reactive and product workflow. Yeah, enable smarter decision, faster execution, and better collaboration. Looking at the Gen AI use in training, understand that reduce the incident response time by 40% through the predictive analysis. And automated 70% of routine health check, phasing engineer for the strategic work, improve the cross-team collaboration through unified AI-generated incident report. And the final, the optimize the resource allocation by AI-driven capacity and forecasting. Thank you so much. So it will thank you very much for providing the opportunity for us, me and Rasmila Sakota joined from NREN, and thank you so much for this opportunity again. Thank you.
Introduction. Next, I would like. I would like to mention Nasir Ahmed to show us his work, how to improve his processes. Thank you.
We don't need to tell it. We'll just log it as so we can follow up actually.
Okay, thank you for allowing me to present my learning, or sharing my learning. in last few sessions, we have tried to make some different from our day-to-day activity using the Generative. So firstly, I have prepared some process flow based on my daily activity from my CV. And at first, I want to share my role in my university. I am a maintenance engineer, and I have some tasks to do in, for example, maintenance of data center network and other service and solutions we are providing from our ICT department. So I initially I have shared my daily activities, and I asked to the GPT to guide me uh, to the improvement area where I can use GPT or other AI tools to make some improvement. So and finally, there I got a table where there are some particular role which in which I can save time, and there are some priority metrics as well. Later, I tried to select one or two from most significant parts, and I prepared some SOP template and incident response template from the result. So I am sharing one SOP template which I can approve. I can approve with the help of the authority, and which I can assign to the team members who are working in different segments. Later, I got another interesting tools, that is the Power Automate of Outlook. I had to choose that one as our universities uh, using Microsoft 365, and I thought that this tool can help me to automate all the tasks, for example, incident response. But a difficulties I found here that our service is right now it's a free version, with Office 365 A1. Previously it was paid, and there are some other business category services which needed to integrate this whole operation. However, I have done few parts which I can share here. For example, this is a flow diagram. I wanted to prepare based on a actual incident which happened in last 18 July, and I have prepared a log file based on that. That one is basically an Excel file, and what this Power Automate can do, it connect this log file to the Microsoft Outlook and other tools to generate some to create a trigger to send notification to the respective people to respond the incident, and later after the solution, it can prepare the duration to fix the issues, and to prepare report based on the incident. So unfortunately, I couldn't complete the task based on the license limitation, but I think I can do this after the renewing our license soon. So it was a great session here with you guys, and I think this kind of exploration will help us to improve our work in different segment as well. So thank you all. This is all from my.
Thank you. This is Umar Farooq Khan.
You're going to.
Yeah, just because I'm sharing his laptop. Hello everyone, good afternoon. I am Umar Farooq Khan. I am here with the next session that's for last few working days. We have been discussing learning this topic. We have been learning what is generative AI and how we can implement in our daily life or in our daily actions, how we can enhance the efficiency, saving time and financial saving also. So first, little bit of introduction regarding me. I am Umar Farooq Khan, working in Bangladesh University of Professional as Chief ICT Officer. So this is right at this moment my identity. But actually I am a mixed man also. I'm working in Bangladesh Army as a Brigadier General, and I also serve as diplomat. I serve with many other capacities. So I asked AI that prepare how to make things efficient, or how to, first of all, how to prepare my CV. So I gave my few information that what are my educational qualification and other things. So I asked, I use DeepSeek here because normally I use ChatGPT, but here ChatGPT or Gemini I mostly use. Here Gemini is not given access, so I downloaded DeepSeek and I started working in that. So I got my job description with this. I shared my personal information with DeepSeek and then prompted for a detailed job description. So there, from this detailed job description, I got really a very nice job description with few information. It has nicely presented me my detailed job description. From that, I prompted for a process mapping. So in this process mapping, this DeepSeek, they use their information and how it has been done, I don't know. But I got detailed process mapping. Then in this process mapping, DeepSeek showed me the simulate format. Simulate format, I hope many of you understand, most of you have understood that cross-functional responsibilities. That is what I tried to mention. That I gave my information, detailed information at the beginning, and there they got different line. And from different line, they have line up or they have formatted my job description. They are one side is military career, one side is diplomatic career, one side is my engineering career, one side is university career. So they have divided this line, and these lines are normally called swim lane. So from this swim lane, I choose one side, that my present employment. And in present employment, I have that's why I have just channelized, or I have just shortened the scope. And accordingly, I asked DeepSeek that based on the process mapping, I prompted DeepSeek for process analysis and re-engineering that process integrating Gen AI for better and faster outcome enhancing efficiency. There I came down to my last deployment. What I said that as Chief ICT of Bangladesh University of Professional. So I got a good support from it. So as Chief ICT, and the problem I asked to prompted to DeepSeek it gave me key pain points identified. That is learning management system, and then ICT procurement and IT help desk. So there also these problems are quite big and in different dimensions. So here also I just narrowed down the scope, and I asked for ICT help desk support. So telling down or narrow down the scope that IT help desk, AI showed me a comparison between before and after applying the Gen AI. They are actually, it shows some certain statistics that before and after the implementation of Gen AI, what was my efficiency? After applying, it shows many statistics, which I am not, right at this moment, I am not able to show you, but it shows some statistics. And then they also suggested the improvement index and how the implementation can be done. That roadmap also being specified by this Gen AI. And then the expected outcome has been explained, and then few recommendations. So since I'm looking after this this IT help desk also right at this moment. So what did I do? Here also it suggested for a chatbot which will receive the complaint, and then the complaint will be distributed to the different maintenance technicians, and then they will go and solve the problem, and then it will also give a feedback system, and based on that, we'll see the efficiency or performance level. So these all have been suggested through some software, and I also prompted DeepSeek that how it can be implemented. It has given an implementation plan also. That with 3 months of plan, that you go step by step, you first go a portion of the implementation like development of the software, then the how the software can be implemented, how people can be utilized. These all information are shared by DeepSeek. And finally, I truly got certain advice or certain idea or certain plan through which I found that implementation of GenAI in my this job arena will definitely help me to enhance my efficiency, which will help in terms of financial saving, which will help in terms of enhancing in saving the time. So at the end, I can tell that through this session of last few days or last 8 sessions, truly we have learned. We have learned how to prompt and how to get step by step prompting, how to get the job done. So I am truly grateful and thankful to the authority, those who have arranged this learning session. Truly, it will be beneficial for us. Thank you all.
Thank you. Present yourself.
Someone still here. Someone still here. I can do that. Yeah, I don't have. Okay. Hi, my name is Horacio Cadiz. Well, in the Philippines, I'm called Horacio Cadiz. But when I was studying, I was called Horatio Cadiz. So you can call me on whatever accent you want. My experience with AI was pretty colored when I was doing my master's. During that time, early 90s, right? I was doing my master's. The entire there were like 3 professors in our university who were up for tenure, and their specialty was AI. They were all fired. That was the time when our first lecture was saying this was the time when AI was really hitting the bottom in 90s. So my experience with AI has been caught by that. So past few years, when someone's been saying AI, I would say scam. Someone wants to profit from the latest and greatest buzzword. What a scam! And I've been using it, doing prompts and so on. That's why I wanted to join this. I wanted to see how it could be used and whether things had been changed. Okay. So what was the problem I was facing? The problems I'm facing is I'm close to retirement. And in the Philippines, when you retire, you get something like your retirement pay is based on your latest salary. So what I want to do is increase my salary, go to my board and say, hey, give me a raise so that when I retire, my retirement pay will be high. So I said, I put in my expertise, I put in my academic credentials and said, hey, AI, generate my bio. Wow, I didn't realize I was so good, right? And this is something I can bring to my board. Now, just kidding. In reality, what I want to do is I want to hire someone who will do the management of our systems. So I particularly focused on a particular part, which is our company manages the edu.ph DNS registry. So all the Philippine schools register with our company to get an edu.ph domain, right? So when I started with the company, I pretty much automated everything. So I created the system together with some colleagues, right? So what I had 2 steps. One is I want to hire someone who will do this, and this is what came out. Qualifications, blah blah blah. Experience, technical proficiency, deep expertise in Cisco enterprise, and so on. With soft skills, and why join us? So pretty much I can just post this to our member schools and say, hey, we've got this job listing. Please choose the best student or colleague if you want, and then apply. Maybe next year, there's something what we do. And then based on this job description, we, as was told yesterday, create a process flow. So not pretty interesting to me. What I wanted to do was hold on. Cisco routers and so on, but that wasn't the interest to me. This was what I wanted. So I said, I am a network engineer managing the edu.ph DNS registry. And we're using Bind software in our company. Show me how Gen AI can help analyze Bind log files, right? So give me a program. And that's what it did. So it created a program which does this. Bind is a system which handles DNS queries, right? Domain name system queries. So every time you ask for, let's say, up.edu.ph, it'll answer that. And because it's a critical infrastructure, it's a target. So there are many people who hit it, try to do a DDoS and so on, right? So all these things are being logged. And we have a system wherein once it's logged, and then you're persistent, you get a denial of service. After X times, you get banned. So we've automated that. After you get banned, you get listed into our firewall, and then you get banned at the edge rather than banned at the server, right? So we've pretty much automated that. What I wanted to do now was validate whether there's a better way of doing this. So that's what I asked the Gen AI. Can you give me a program which will do, which will analyze the log files generated by Pine? And that's what it did, right? It will look for DNS amplification attacks, cache poisoning attempts, NX domain floods, and all these things, which are pretty important for someone involved in securing the DNS. It'll do detect anomalous behavior, prioritize alerts, and so on. So when it created the program, I didn't specify what language the program would be. So I created a Python script, but in our shop, we do Perl. So after I created this Python script, I said, hey, right? So I created this Python code. And with pretty good explanation, with pretty good comments, and I was analyzing it. And just for kicks, I said, modify this Python code there. From the above, create a Perl program. And that's what it did. So I created a Perl program, Perl script, which does the same thing, right? But it was using like internal to it, into the program, it had something like it was reading dummy data. So my next part was, hey, change this program. Oh, so, it's not here. But I said, change this program, but rather than this dummy data you have, read from a log file, which I will specify. So that's what it created. The program is this, done. So this is a program written in Perl. I said use the program parameter is use Gen AI to do the analysis. So what it does now is it'll go find the log file, which I will specify, and then send it to Gen AI, and Gen AI will generate the results. So when I ran it first, it asked for an API key, which I didn't have. So what do you do when you're faced with that problem? I asked Gen AI, hey Gen AI, I need an API key. Where do I get it? And I got it. So now I plugged in the API key somewhere here. So Gen AI told me this is how you generate an API key. And that's how I did it. So I generated an API key, which I used. And now the program ran. Right? And here's the program result. Oops. So, sending bind log data to Gen AI for analysis, and then it gave me the issues I identified. It's pretty good, all right? Type of issue, the potential DNS amplification reflection, attack, and so on, right? With severity, medium, or low. So, with recommended action, because typically when we are doing this, what we do is we just process it and then look for like persistent attackers and then just ban them outright. We don't even care like what were you doing, what were you attempting. We just ban them outright. Right? In this case, it gives me the severity, it gives me the recommended action, right? And then it gives me the type of issue, and so on and so forth. Great work, right? In fact, I ran this on very old data, not our current data, and it gave me this. Oh, this one. Refuse unexpected R code resolving bl.score.senderscore.com. So someone has been frequently attacking our DNS server trying to resolve this domain name, right? We had blocked this a long time ago, but before flying here, like 5 days ago, we updated our servers, right? And when I ran it, I saw the same problem. So it turns out that the firewall which blocked it, that rule, had been removed. So I just discovered it today, right? What else do we have here? It also gave me the general recommendations, monitor query dates, and so on, right? So this is, so now rather than just relying on someone to eyeball, again, we have firewall rules blocked at the edge, and then we have a network engineer who would go through the log files and see potential threats. Now it's automated with this, right? With the severity, and then it can be done quite easily. Pretty impressed. The next steps would be, from my part, is I want now Gen AI, when I return, I want Gen AI to go through our library of code, which does all this analysis, and say, generate a new code, make it faster, easier to understand, and do annotation, right? So now it should be easier for us within the team to update this code. Just for kicks, the last question I asked was here. Hey Gen AI, go through the log analysis, same analysis, but now the output will be generate. On our edge, we have a router called MikroTik, and then we've installed firewall rules there. So, hey Gen AI, do the log analysis and then generate a MikroTik rule generation. And I haven't tested it yet because I don't want to run it on our production, right? I don't have access to the test servers in PHNet currently. I have access to the production servers via VPN. But I'm not sure whether this will actually work, right? But it came out with a code. And the output would be firewall rules for a MikroTik router. There you go. So my X years of experience in like, gee, what, 10 minutes of generating, hey Gen AI, do this. Hey Gen AI, do this. Because I wrote the code myself previously, right? And here is it. Here it is, the code. Through what? The code has been running since 1998 with various modifications. The code we've been running, right, for our DNS servers. Various modifications change here and there, right? There you go. So I'm impressed. So next steps would be go through the current code base we have, see what could be done better. Second would be, hey Gen AI, give me HTML which will do this. Give me at the back end something which will do this, which will analyze the product of the HTML, and then for that will be for DNS registration and so on and so forth. Right. So thank you to everyone. Thank you to the lecturers and to the staff who have been helping us. Very, very great sessions. Thank you. If you've got questions, sure. Fire away.
I am just curious. because mine is a different field, management, leadership role in academia. But in your field, I'd like to find out to what extent do you find the reliability of the data to the actual work that you do?
Well, this is the
Based on
first,
the-
yeah. Well, this is the first time I've generated this. The first time I used Gen AI were just questions. Hey,
Like,
Gen
how
AI,
close
blah,
do
blah,
you
blah.
think it is to what you've done before?
This part, the one I gave you
Yeah.
with the analysis, what we do is,
How close it is, how reliable?
this is pretty reliable. This is pretty reliable. Quite. I think for technical things like this, because it's a standard, bind is a standard, its log file is standard. Nothing new there. So, in fact, it told me if you're using bind, change your configuration so it generates this more verbose log file, which I'll be able to analyze better. Right? But in our case, because you wanted to shorten it, because it's a person reading it, we actually made it less verbose. So we were just looking at the like essential parts and relying on the person studying it with his experience to understand how things work.
What was the API you generated? What was the API?
When I was running the code, I said use Gen AI to analyze this. So what it wants me to do is send the entire log file to Gen AI.
You mean API calls you don't get free.
Correct. Well,
How do you get this one?
well, I told it I wanted a free API. So I gave it. I prompted it. Give me a free API key to run this, right? And it brought me to the site, and I clicked on it, generate API. That's how I ran.
Yeah. The reason I ask is because I also subscribe to the same idea that the results that I generally yielded on my end as somebody who's on the governance and leadership side would definitely be like 60 to 70% reliable. I did the same process. I actually asked for CV presentation, JD generation, the same prompt that our good professor here at Sita actually instructed us yesterday. But I actually included additional prompt. Because the AI actually determined quality assurance and accreditation to be the high impact task among deans or academicians with leadership function. And so to find whether AI has really that enough or sufficient information about how accreditation works in the Philippines, I actually prompted how we comply with, or up to what extent do we comply with the regulatory functions of the Commission on Higher Education. And it provided a specific CHED memorandum circular implementing the programs, and it provided standards based on the Association of Accrediting Universities and Colleges. And then what's more interesting is that out of the 8 parameters of accreditation works, like you have faculty, students, it identified around 5 specific areas. And the remaining 3 we have to work on, which is not part of what the AI identified. And these are in the areas of research, extension, and faculty partnership and collaboration. The rest it was able to identify, which is close to what the standards actually prescribe among universities and colleges all over the country, regardless whether you're internal or external quality assurance. So I also subscribe to the same view that the reliability or the extent of dependability to the output will likely be like 60 to 70% from the management.
Yeah, thank you very much for your feedback. As presenter, I would like to invite Senior Professor Basanta Kumara to share his experience about the AI, how he is going to Is this a special? No need, sir. You can go to the. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good evening and thank you very much for inviting me to my presentation. I'm sure that this is not going to be a very much exciting one for the people with so much background in IT. I'm just curious on how I can use the AI in my day-to-day work. So without taking time, I will try to introduce my issue that serving as the vice chairman of the Industry Grants Commission, I'm getting so many tasks and mostly they consume a lot of time. I'm happy with it. So one of the issue is that I'm supposed to the UGC supposed to nominate experts for the professional evaluation. So how it happens in the professional evaluation, we have several committees or panels. And UGC, the universities have experts from different universities and different sections. And along with that, the UGC has to make two external members outside that particular university. Now, for this purpose, we did have database of professors across all universities, Sri Lanka. UGC recently developed one. But now I have the database, but once again, I have to go through the Excel to pick up experts from different universities. The main problem is that you cannot assign same professor or my two experts from UGCs. If there are expert professors selected from other universities, it should not be the same university. So it should be always from different universities, not from the same university. So this is a huge task selecting 17 universities and then pick the professors outside the universities. Well, of course, Excel offers certain drop-down features, but still I find it very difficult. But I thought that I decided to develop use the AI support for this one, and I gave the chat code that explaining my situation, and I have to develop a system to reduce my time taken for the nominees, and ask him to use this information until I tell them that okay, go ahead, use the system. And then I kept on explaining that I used to receive information from the universities, asking the UDC nominees. Those are two professors. And then I also explained the conditions. And universities, they do send the request along with certain details, for example, the department, university, and the applicant's field of expertise, and so on. And then the UGC need to provide names of two professors from two different universities. One of them must be in the same field as the applicant's expertise, and the other one not necessarily from the same field, but more closely outside the expertise field. And also there's a condition that they should not represent from the same university. And then this was given the certificate. And then I asked these two. So it offered a couple of options, like whether it wants me to offer like connected to Google Sheet and set up filters and sketch out the algorithm and build the mockup interface. And I asked, like, I don't have quick background to this, some of the languages, so I asked, give me the most convenient and reliable method it takes to select two professors and develop the system. And this is what I got. So it proposed me that these are my conditions, like I have three tabs in the Excel sheet. Of course, this is Google Sheet. Those are master professors. That is what I have already the professors database, and then university nominees what I get from the universities. And it added the one thing that is candidate because that I have not asked from the this group. It has decided by its own. Those candidate requests doesn't require because university already sent all this information in their file. And in addition, they asked me to have a clean sheet tab for the UGC nominees. And since this part is not required, the candidate request, but I asked that I explained that actually the user nomination candidate request must be in the one file. Therefore, I don't need that one and develop a system without these two files. And then it changed it, and then it offered me to have three files, of course, two files, master professors and university request, and the third one is UGC nominees that will be filled by the system. And again, it asked me to go through these steps. So for example, so it says that have your file ready with this information. The first file, master professor, that's the database that I have, and have the columns in professor IDs, name, field, title, or things. And then the second tab for the sheet should contain information in this manner. And the third tab would be kept blank. That's what it asks. And then but this information was not much clear to me, especially the step C. So UGC nomination, then it asked me to just create a header or
now and create request ID. There are another script it has written here. And it asked me to use the body back and it's written it, and this I could not understand what's going to say, and I didn't know how to do this one. And then that I have asked this, okay, because I said that I can't find the extensions in the Google Sheet because it asked me to go through these steps, and then it tried to guide me through these processes, extensions in Google Sheets and so many things. And then I think probably it was because of my Mac book with Excel. Then I told it that okay, I have probably followed instructions in the Google Sheet, in this Google Sheet, and whether it can allow me to go through this process or explain me to go through the process with the downloaded Excel file. And then it started giving me the process for the Excel file, and it says there will be two options like your Excel with VBA macro solution. The second one is an external script with Python and pandas and those. I was not much familiar with Python, and I thought I would go with this VBA macro solution, although I have not done much on VBA. And then I tried to do with this VBA and Excel system. I prepared all these files according to the instruction, and then I try to see the file options, this customize people and developer came. And then I try to run this VB, and then pasted the script that was proposed by the dashboard. And then I save it and run. There are a couple of errors in the end, but I could manage to do this one. Then what happened? Okay, this is in the MacBook. I didn't know how to find out these options, customize the web, but it is do this one. And I try to run with this information. Then what happens? Finally, let me share this one. So this is the end. Actually, there was a runtime error when I try to run. I'm sure that this I will be able to solve the issue with my laptop. Because this Mac always gives a lot of troubles to me when I try to do this one. So this is where I am at the moment. So this probably will be utilized from a laptop and keep it the laptop. Sorry. So if you have any suggestions or something that's especially because of this, is actually this component error coming here. Well, my first exercise in this big day, otherwise I have been using this one for the small tasks like even for small analysis, but this is for big advanced point. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing your mental work, sir. I hope you will complete your task very soon. Thank you.
So we are at the end of the workshop, and I'll start with what Professor Vasanta Kumar, Senior Professor Vasanta Kumar said. Maybe this is too small for you, and it's like actually that is actually the complete opposite. This is exactly what we wanted. You might have seen that since first day, I was not really involved. I was trying to stay away, and that is exactly what we want. We don't want to go and tell people what to do. We want people to figure out what to do, right? That is, I mean, we call them student-centered learning or outcome-based learning and different names. But ultimately, the objective is to figure out the strength of Gen AI, and there are like things just to touch upon few things, right? You mentioned that, I said to do this and this is absolutely, that's what we want. Right? Because there's no formula, there's no particular way of doing things. It's about figuring out your own way. And like, if you do it from the beginning, it's easier, right? If you follow my path and then try to learn to do it differently, then it's difficult. So that's why it's like we will show you how it could be done, but figuring out your path is the objective of this workshop. Giving the hands-on. I wish that we had more time so that we could have spent more time on this. But within this APAN, it's very difficult to do because there are so many other interesting things happening around us, right? And so on. But what I hope you get is that if you have any particular issue that you want to solve, and especially things repetitive and boring and things you hate, there's always a solution as long as you can put time on it. And it's not really long time if you really, now with the power of Generative. I mean, if you realize that one and if you know how to do that, and you can make your lives much easier, right? Anyway, I'm not going to take much time. There's a post workshop survey. Please give us your feedback on what's good, what's bad, how we can improve, how we can do better, and so on. So which can be helpful us in going forward and in conducting the future workshops. We also have the opportunity for you to actually become trainers yourself. You can go back and do these trainings, and we have a mechanism to certify you as trainers as well. If you are interested, you can contact Andrea